Hello and welcome back to Gapeys Grub. Today we're in the kitchen. I know it's been a while, but today we're going to be making a salsa verde from fresh fruits and vegetables from the garden. And we're going to be making it in this molcajete. So this is a brand new molcajete. So I got this one here from Hacienda online. They are an awesome company. I've been following them on Instagram for quite a while. I bought a few of their corn flours and they're really a great company. And if you're not familiar with molcajetes, that's basically a mortar and pestle made of volcanic rock, and it's pretty traditional in Mexican cooking. So in case you didn't know, I am half Mexican, and my mom used one of these all the time when I was growing up. So I'm excited to give this one a try. This is the first thing that I'm going to be making in it, and I thought I would share that with you. Now, you can also make this salsa verde using a blender, but that's not as much fun. Let's go take a walk into the garden and we'll get some stuff for our salsa verde. Jalapenos are the perfect pepper for salsa verde. I've got several varieties to choose from in the greenhouse this year, but I'm gonna go with the Farmer's Market jalapeno for this batch. This variety gets a lot of corking, so let's go ahead and pick this one. You could see how much corking this pepper has. Very interesting. This is the first year I've grown this variety, but we're gonna put that in our salsa. I have no idea how spicy this variety is. I've got 5 harvested here. I'm not sure I'm going to use all of these. We'll give it a little taste test before we add them to the salsa and see how hot they are first. Here's our onion patch. Most of them aren't ready to harvest. You know when they're ready when they fall over. We do have a couple that are ready, so we're going to go ahead and harvest those. So here's one that has fallen over. This variety is called Red Carpet. So this one didn't get too big, but it should do. We've already harvested a bunch of our tomatillos, but I wanted to show you our plants. So we've got 2 of them because you need 2 to get fruit to cross-pollinate. We do have a few in here we could probably pick. You'll know they're ready to harvest if they're completely filling out the husk. So this one here you can tell is really tight. So we'll go ahead and pick that one. This one here, there's still a lot of room in there, so that one isn't ready. This one has a little bit of room, still not ready. And sometimes you can tell by the color of the husk. So once it starts turning a little bit lighter green, that means it's ready. So there's one down here, you could tell it's more yellowy, so that one is ready. The other thing we're gonna add from the garden was harvested about a month ago. This is the garlic, so we've got quite a few varieties to choose from. I'm going to go with one of the hardneck varieties. We try to use those up first because they don't last as long. So we're going to go with one of these. This variety is the purple glazer. So we're going to pick one of those. We're going to use a couple cloves out of this. All right, before we start grinding away in our molcajete, we're going to just toast our vegetables here on what's called a comal, which is another Mexican kitchen device. This is usually used for making tortillas, but you can use any cast iron pan that you might have, or even a regular frying pan. So we're putting everything on here. We've got 8 of these tomatillos. We've got 1 onion that I cut in half, and we've got 3 of our jalapenos, and hopefully we can get these all to fit on here, and it looks like they'll just barely fit. We've also got our 4 cloves of garlic here, and I did not remove the husk from the garlic. They're still in that shell. All right, now we're just gonna roast these until they're nice and brown. I've got the heat on about medium, and we'll just check on them after a few minutes and give them another turn. It's been about 5 minutes, so we're gonna go ahead and turn everything, see how we're looking. We're getting some nice color on the tomatillos. Let's see how the onions are looking. Looks pretty good. Looks like turning about every 5 minutes works pretty well. You'll notice some juices might seep out of the tomatillos, which is fine. It's been about 20 minutes now and we're looking really good. We're almost there. Just gonna get these tomatillos to get a little bit more charred. I'm gonna go ahead and take the garlic out. It looks like it's nice and toasty and getting soft. We'll let that cool. I can feel the tomatillos are starting to get nice and soft, and that is what we want. When we started, they were pretty rock hard, but now you can see they're nice and juicy. So we're gonna go ahead and take those off the heat. Now I'm gonna put everything into a Ziploc bag, and it will continue to cook a little bit in the bag, and everything will get nice and soft. So there's our jalapenos, nice and charred, and they're also getting pretty soft. We'll let that sit for about 10 minutes. All right, it's time to put everything together. We've got our 4 cloves of garlic here. We're just gonna peel those. They should peel nice and easy. And the garlic is nice and soft and toasty. I'm just gonna pinch that little end off that's on the end of the garlic here. All right, should be good. And we're gonna toss in a few tomatillos to start with, and one of our jalapenos. We're gonna remove the stem, we don't want that in there. And I'm gonna leave the seeds in there. And I still haven't tasted how hot this is, so I should probably do that before we get too far here. It's got a little bit of heat, it's not too bad. Let's put in another couple tomatillos and some onions. Okay, we'll start with that, and then we'll add more after we get this all nice and ground up. Okay, we're gonna add some more stuff. Add another tomatillo, some more onions. One thing we could do is add some salt, and that will also help with the grinding, I think. I didn't measure the salt, that was just a nice pinch, maybe half a teaspoon. Okay, let's add another jalapeno. We're gonna go ahead and add the last of our ingredients that we roasted. There's a little bit of juice in the bag. We're gonna definitely save that. I'll wait till we get all this stuff chopped up really well and add that to the end. There is one more thing we're gonna add to our salsa verde that did not come from the garden. So I did grow cilantro, but it all bolted, so we had to buy some cilantro from the store. So I just roughly chopped that up. I removed about the bottom half of the stem, and we're gonna add a handful of that into our salsa here. That'll give it a nice bright green color. All right, guys, I'm not gonna lie, but that was a lot of work, especially the onions. The onions were really hard to break down, so if I make this again, I might skip the onions. Actually, there's still a big piece there. I might skip the onions or just put a lot smaller amount in there because it did take quite a while. All right, I think we're gonna go ahead and give this a taste. So I've got some tortilla chips here from Costco. Let's try it. It's got a really good toasty flavor. There's very, very little heat. I probably could have put 3 more jalapenos in there, maybe more. I'm a little disappointed with how mild it is, but other than that, it's got a really nice flavor. We'll definitely try this again, maybe with some hotter peppers. Well, I hope you enjoyed this and give it a try. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you again soon. I forgot one of the most important things. Our little bag of juices here. I was just getting ready to put this away and realized I forgot to add the juices. So we got to add those juices because they're full of flavor. Just mix that in, and that will give it some nice flavor. All right, we're gonna give it another try. Much better. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. You can also find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.